total revenue, we're at $10,600 a month in sales. We have a much bigger goal because $10,000 a month is just not enough. What does the lifestyle look like to get to $10,000 a month? Well, this is exactly what it is. To be honest, most of the stuff that I'm getting to get to this is all. What is going on, guys? RJ136 coming back at you with another video. We have finally done it. $10,000 a month in my reselling business. That is insane. No, it's not. No, it's not. What? No, yeah, hi. I was just doing some calculations here, and it's actually not $10,000 a month because that's $10,000 a month in gross sales. There's so much that goes into gross sales. You have the eBay fees, you have everything else of cost of goods, you also have your gas on your car and your food, so that's not actually technically $10,000 a month. You're being a liar. No, I know that, I understand, but this is $10,000 a month in gross sales. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Of course, there's food associated and cost of goods and eBay fees. This is $10,000 a month in sales. It's still something that is worth celebrating, don't you think? Definitely. Definitely not. If you wanted to be truthful, you would have titled this video, I made $10,000 in gross sales after cost of goods and after eBay fees and after gas and after everything else. So this isn't technically $10,000 a month, but it is still $10,000 a month in sales. That's how you would actually technically want to do this. Yeah, no, I get that. And I appreciate you looking out for me. I really do. But I just don't think that's going to work for an eBay title. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not gonna work out like that. I'm gonna have to interrupt you again. I just feel that you're about to pitch me on a course here. I feel it, you know, it's like, here you are, you and your girlfriend who also helped you out on this too. You should probably mention that part because she helped you out. And so then you have her that is helping, and then you guys are gonna be selling like a $10,000 course. I just know it's coming. I can feel that it's coming. Yeah. Fiance, by the way, we're getting married in almost a month, so there's that. But the other side of this is that no, there's no course. Yeah, there's no course at all. Actually, this is just me showcasing what I do and documenting the journey. So that's all I'm doing here. Hopefully, you can get that part. Yeah, still not buying that one, buddy. But you know, go ahead with your little video. And then I'll be sitting here doing my thing, just sitting on the, comments and doing this. Okay. Yeah. Just let you do your thing. I'm gonna go this way. Before I was rudely interrupted, I just wanted to explain a few things. $10,000 a month in my reselling business. This is insane because something for me, and like I'm partially making this video just to, one, look back and be excited, but two, like maybe there's someone out there that wants to see what that looks like. One thing I want to make very clear, and maybe I misunderstood this while I was getting on this entrepreneurial journey like years ago, is that like $10,000 a month feels much different than I thought it would. $10,000 a month doesn't mean that we're gonna be getting this mansion tomorrow and I don't have to worry about selling my car. I'm just gonna go buy some big expensive car. Like, there's a lot that goes into what makes $10,000 a month in gross sales. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of show the numbers of like, this is $10,000 a month sales. My next goal is obviously $10,000 a month net. And then that's when that's like net, like net. This is a goal that I wanted to celebrate because 5 years ago, I quit my 9-to-5 job to pursue a business to make $10,000 a month. And that was a very long, tiring. Is tiring a word? I don't know. It is now. I just made it a word. I went through many different business ventures. I went through many different niches in the different businesses that I started. And then the whole reason why I quit my job was because I was like realizing that business worked because I was running a reselling business. And so I left that and did a bunch of other different businesses to come back to the original business that started it all, which was reselling. And today I want to show like what I'm doing as a $10,000 a month reseller and what it looks like. This is the reality of this. When I was transitioning into this business, I was looking for videos just like this of like, is it possible to get to $10,000 a month? And if so, what does the lifestyle look like to get to $10,000 a month? Well, this is exactly what it is. So welcome to the video. If this is something you guys are interested in, feel free to hit that subscribe button. This whole YouTube channel is just a journey documenting business as a reseller, just as an entrepreneur, what the day-to-day looks like, what are the struggles that I go through. I do my best to try to be as authentic and raw as possible to showcase this journey, to showcase the numbers. But this is the reality. These are the things that I'm grabbing. This is what it looks like. And this is my $10,000 a month reselling business. This is how the reality looks. I actually just cleaned it up. The reason why I'm showing you is because I just cleaned everything up. If you guys saw in some previous videos, I have this table here. This whole thing crashed. These are like, I guess you could call this my death pile, but these are things that I'm scheduling up. We're going on a honeymoon. Shout out our wedding coming up soon, me and Nadia. Woo! But we are trying to schedule some things up while we were out of town. So that way it's like we never left. At least that's gonna be the goal. And then we did some consolidating. We had this all the way filled, and I was actually able to do enough consolidating to stop right back here. But we're gonna fill right back up again. We have a lot to do today, so I'm just gonna take you along in this journey and also show you the numbers. Oh my gosh, guys, $10,000 a month. I genuinely, it's crazy to me that I actually hit this number, and I'm only getting started. This is 8 months in. We'll try to see if I can find my first sale. Not my first ever sale. Like, this is 8 months in as full time. I've been doing reselling for a very long time, but 8 months in as a full-time reseller, I am over the moon happy, but not letting my foot off the gas. So let's get into it.
Tú eres lo más rico que yo he probado en el menú. Mami, que tú sabes la verdad.
Que no pierdo mi tiempo con otro que no seas tú. I just wanna get loose. Eso lo sabes tú.
Que no pierdo mi tiempo con otra que en mi mente ya yo te tenía grabado. Sin conocerte un beso te tenía guardado. Si yo hubiera visto lo bella que tú te veías a mi lado, hace tiempo te había buscado, conmigo yo te había asegurado toda la vida.
Si yo hubiera visto lo bello que tú te veías a mi lado, hace tiempo te habría buscado, conmigo te habría asegurado toda la vida.
Quiero que me digas que me quieres ver, tú sabes cómo quitarme el estrés.
I just opened this and forgot to hit record. So, what do you call it? Editing RG, what is it? Oh, the effects of a bottle open. Ready? Nice. I literally haven't had a NOS in a very long time, but my brother, shout out Mike, told me to try the zero sugar NOS. It's been a very long time since I've had one. I need something cold because I definitely closed my fingers on the door in that edit. Just close my fingers in the door. That hurts. But let's try this NOS. First sip, best sip. I used to drink NOS a lot because I'm a really, really big car guy. So I just always felt like car guys were supposed to drink NOS because NOS.
I need NOS. I need NOS. Car topped out at 140 miles per hour this morning. Amateurs don't use nitrous oxide.
We're gonna go to the bins, and I kind of wanted to just show you guys what I'm doing, break down the day-to-day of like this. Last few months I've been primarily just sourcing at the bins, and so a lot of the $10,000 that I made in sales was actually coming from the bins, which helps my net profit a lot. Gas is gonna be really hard to determine. Going out to eat with food is gonna be really hard to determine. You guys understand. That last guy, nah, he didn't get it, but you guys get that we're not gonna get as accurate as we can to net. But as far as gross goes, we're doing it. That's neither here nor there. Let's go hit the bins. Oh, I think I failed at my YouTube job today because I did not record anything. It wasn't a crazy day at the bins today. 2 bags of stuff. We'll kind of go over briefly of what it is, but I'm just gonna eat some lunch really quick. Hopefully you don't mind. And then we'll get into everything that we got today and the numbers. And I left my backpack in the car, and so we'll have to go through that. And then we'll break down the exact like some of the things that sold. I'll go over some of my best sales this week. That's something that I don't normally do. I just kind of show what sold that day. But I'll go over my best sales maybe of the last month or so, since we just hit 10K a month, to show you guys what I'm getting. But to be honest, most of the stuff that I'm getting to get to this is all just bread and butter stuff. I was like thinking about this at the bins. It's like there's just so many things that I get that become good bread and butters. Yes, I got Taco Bell. Hate on me. But sugar-free Baja Blast kind of evens out the calories, right? Pretty sure. Shout out to the Taco Bell nearby me. They just put a little bit of ice cubes in there. Nothing makes me more mad than when I go somewhere and they fill up the cup just full of ice cubes and then put like 2 sips of the thing. Like, this is exactly what I'm looking for, because you don't want your drink that cold anyways, and then when all the ice cubes melt, it's gonna be watered down. You don't need that many ice cubes. Like, America overuses ice cubes. I'm not the only one that feels this way. But as I was saying, I think that a lot of the stuff that I do, I know that a lot of the stuff that I get is just bread and butter things. If you live in Colorado and you're like looking for the things that I'm getting, be nice. Or we could compete, whatever you want to do. But let me go finish this lunch really quick. I gotta go back to grab my backpack anyways, and then I gotta pick up Nadia in an hour, and just give me a second and we'll break down the whole thing. It'll be fun. Okay, and we are in the dungeon, aka the Ilio Island, aka the place where I hold all of my stuff. And we're just gonna go over, I don't know how long we're gonna go on this. I kind of want to go over like some of the things that I have sold, and then some of the things that are maybe my favorite sales, and then I'll just show you a lot of the bread and butter stuff. Just a wide open view of what I'm doing. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that like everything I'm doing is right. I mean, the obvious of like what you guys can see, the Laura Piana that's sold for almost $500, like obviously that's gonna be a right thing to grab. But a lot of this, it's going to be hard to tell you exactly what I paid for it. We can assume that a lot of this is going to be bins buys. So it's $1.99 a pound. So like these double RL jeans, probably somewhere in the $3.50 range, $3.50 range-ish. I don't know. But we'll go over some of the high-end stuff that's sold. And then, like I said, a lot of the bread and butter stuff. And a lot of this is going on eBay. I was actually looking here at Nifty. I was kind of looking at some of my higher-end orders. And it's like, as I'm going through these, all of them are eBay orders, which is interesting. I just never knew that. This one Poshmark order, I just clicked on it, and it was actually a bundle. I think Poshmark wins. Poshmark does a lot of good things. Outside of their fees, which I know a lot of people don't love. I love how they advertise bundles, and I have bundle deals and bundle offers happening all the time. I mean, not all the time, like not that much, but it happens enough, maybe a handful of times each month, which just kind of helps with trying to sell more items, and then also having a couple of one-off just like higher sales. So that's helpful. We got a good Depop order that sold on a high end. It was, what was it? This Taylor Stitch jacket, which is pretty good. Nadia found this. Actually, I think she found this in a video. This was just Taylor Stitch, just a great bolo brand. I think I've sold a couple of Taylor Stitch stuff, but loved that sale and that it went out on Depop. That was pretty nice. But you can see a lot of these going through on eBay, and I'll show you some of the high-end eBay orders. I think I've sold 2 of these Dojo 7 for All Mankind. We're looking for like the big 7 on the back. Yeah, let's see. What's this Poshmark? I see another bundle deal. So all my high-end Poshmark stuff are bundle deals. And then you can see some of them we're getting. It says total profit on the side here. Just assume we have not put in cost of goods inside of Nifty, but that is that. I did show this one a sale in an old video. This one sat for a long time. Sports stuff. I love sports. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is like, if it were possible to make a full-time living selling just sports stuff, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I would do that. I enjoy selling sports stuff. I enjoy sports stuff. I would just keep my eye out for sports stuff because I just have that advantage, if you will. Someone today was like asking me about a Broncos quarterback. They had like a Jake Plummer jersey, and so it was like nice to like at least have knowledge and to knowing things are good or not good. We're kind of going all over the place. We'll jump into eBay. These are my top sales on eBay, and then I'll show you some of the sales that we've done this month. Like I said before, the Laura Piana, this vest was like insane. Made in Italy, again, a Nadia find. Shout out Nadia for finding this one. This one just like felt real. I don't know what was going on with my camera, but there's like a handful of these that just like have this like blurry feel to it. But this one still sold, and it was reversible, which was really cool. The next one, we had these double RL jeans. I almost bought a pair of double RLs on a Whatnot show, and somebody just outbid me. They started getting to the point where the profit didn't make sense and you didn't know enough if they were like salvage or not salvage. I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting them, but this one was pretty good, $97. A lot of double RL goes for higher. Made in USA. These were not salvage, so they didn't have a premium on them, but a solid sale, which was awesome. I don't know how many of these Nadia found. I found the double RLs. I'll give that one to me. Nadia found this Twillery jacket. And Twillery, I guess I was looking at some Twillery stuff, and not all does good, but this jacket is insane. This one sold for $135. I actually have the pair of pants, and I regret not bundling it. I was going back and forth on if I should bundle, and for anyone that sells blazers or whatever, I'd be curious if you always bundle. Like my listing setup is just so compact that bundling seems like a nightmare. And then I was also thinking like, well, if I could separate them, it gives me an opportunity to make a couple more sales. I don't know if that matters or not, but that is what it is. I always like looking for these at the bins because I just sell them. The Honda racing pants or like Fox racing pants. They're kind of fun. I think they're not the best and most fun to take pictures of, but they're sick. I think that they're super cool. And this one I think I found, we sold it for $101. And then if you want to include shipping, it was $121 including shipping. Purple jeans, I actually have a handful of these in my store. Someone donated them at one thrift store. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 of them, and some of them are still active in my store. We can take a look. And then I found a pair at the bins that I haven't sold. These take a long time to sell. I don't know why. You could tell how new I was because I was just showing that they weren't salvage. I don't know if that helps or not, but that's what I did. This is a great bolo here, Mercer and Sons. I don't know how many of these you're going to find, but I found 2 of them back to back at the bins, and I took it to my parents' house because my dad is really good at ironing, and he ironed them out for me and just made them look nicer, and I sold them back to back really, really fast. $111 out the door. I don't sell shoes that often. Actually, shout out Ginger Marvin. She was at the bins near me, and she gave these to me just because they weren't in the condition that she liked them in. I almost never sell shoes, but I just decided like, hey, like these had a really good sell-through rate, and so I sold them. $106 out the door. Again, another great Nadia find. These were Levi 501. These were salvage, brand new with tags. These are like the premium ones. They're not like vintage by any means, but they are big E. They're not real big E, and they're not 90s, but they say 90s. So yeah, it was just really good. This sold pretty quickly for me, and they're salvage, so that was a good sale. And then you can see some of the other ones that are just, these aren't like super common brands. Engineered Garments, Y2K Victorious jeans, these took forever to sell, and they finally sold. This one I was actually surprised sold. I got these in a video. This was a Chicago White Sox. I thought this was going to sell on Depop, to be honest, but sold on eBay. There's my other Mercer and Sons. This was a great bolo. Duluth Trading. I just sold these recently. Overalls. That was a really good find here. So yeah, these are just some of the things that sold on eBay. If you look over at Poshmark, I'll kind of go through now Poshmark and Depop because I can't really sort high to low, just like my bread and butter stuff. But you're going to see like a lot of these are lower end things, which I'm not saying is right. I might look back at this video, even a handful of months and be like, dude, you sold American Eagle jeans for $12.80. Like that's how much I made. So like my true net is under $10. I like things that can move fairly quick. So I'm hoping that these didn't sit for too long. I guess we can tell 24. Yeah, these ones didn't sit very long at all based off of this. Banana Republic. I've been taking a look at every Banana Republic because some of them sell quick. Like this example, I always put these back at the bins, but if I can get these and move them fast, 24.14, I just know off the top of my head that based off of that SKU, it moved really quick. So that's always going to be helpful. Levi 514s, BKE Billy, I find a lot of those. I actually just got a pair of Quints today. Lucky Brand. A lot of these ones you probably see every single day. My strategy would be completely different if I was doing so like all in on the thrift store. I think that you would see much different brands, but I like to think like at the bins, maybe like taking away some of the emotion to some of the brands, right? Like there's not a lot of people that I know that go over the moon about Lucky Brand and Banana Republic. You might see some Dickies in here, BKE. Like a lot of people aren't going crazy for those things, but I'm like, okay, remove the brand. This is what's going on in my brain. And again, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. This is just what I do. Some of these ones people are either not grabbing or throwing back, and I grab so I can make extra money on. But obviously then they're hitter, like the really good ones like this Kimes Ranch. I love Kimes Ranch, $29. I think I showed these in a recent haul video as well. Just moved so quick, you know, and they sell at a premium, which is really helpful. But one thing I'm trying to do is trying to understand what sells faster on Depop compared to Poshmark compared to eBay. I don't have that answer yet, but it's just interesting to see what sold. Depop, you can see some decent orders. Some of them really, really low that have been sitting for a long time, which I guess I'm happy that I can get out. Area FRs, let's see, we made $33 on those ones. Everyone knows Area FR. This like vintage, like boxy, this is such a bad. I bought a like bulk buy vintage shirts when I first started, and I had no idea what I was doing. It was like the worst buy. I literally have a sticky note. I took it off on my SKU stuff that just says slow movers because those things just didn't sell at all. And I should have listened to Carrie, shout out Carrie in the group, about like buying things in bulk and how crappy a lot of these things can be. This was a pretty decent find. This was a vintage Vans corduroy. This sold for $44. And I didn't know. I couldn't find comps on this, but there's some things at the bins that I'm taking a risk on because I was so confident that this was going to be like a Depop sale, and it actually was. So that was kind of helpful to get that moving and get out the store. I'm not doing that all the time, and I wouldn't suggest everybody to do that. I know that Depop and Poshmark are their own monsters. I think that I've got a good hang on eBay and sell-through rate. I've been doing eBay at a part-time level for a very, very long time. It's now understanding Depop and Poshmark, you know, because it's like there's the people that I see at the bins, the Depop specific sellers are throwing back some of the things that work on eBay for me. And the eBay people might be throwing back things that work better for the Depop people. And so the better I can understand that, the better and more profit and more sales I can make across the board. But I do believe that they are a different game here. You can see a lot of bread and butter stuff. I wish that this layout is tough sometimes to see exactly what's selling. Patagonia jacket, pretty obvious. Everyone knows Patagonia. Hopefully you know Patagonia. $13 sale, $17 sale. This, I think, were the Lululemons. We got another $23 sale for Levi 569s. You guys have heard me talk about that a lot on this channel. You guys can see, like, you go down the board. I'm just giving you a complete, just like vulnerable openness on the things that I'm selling. And I could sit here all day and show you the things that I'm selling, but I just kind of wanted to show, like, looking back, and we'll go back here to show. These are the last 4 weeks. Let's go to the 20th to the 20th because that's today's date. Total revenue, we're at $10,600 a month in sales, which is awesome. At 80% sell-through rate, I feel like that should be higher, and that is getting better as we're getting closer to fall. But that's just, you'll see that most of these things like Levi's, American Eagle, BKE, Ariat, and Brooks Brothers are my top selling brands in the last month. None of those are, maybe except for the exception of Ariat, but most of those aren't things that are going at super, super high volume. Now, I will say, again, if you're like thinking to do this and you want to take like something from this, just be cautious depending on what your cost is in your sourcing, right? Like right now in this phase, most of these are all, except for the Brooks Brothers, are all jeans, which are going to cost me close to $3.50. So I'm really, really cautious of knowing, okay, $3.50, some of these are going to sell for $17, and then you take the $3. Why did I use 17 for $3.50? Let's say 13 just for easy numbers. It's just going to make for a better profit, and that's essentially what I'm doing. Let's go pick up Nadia. I just realized that I'm super late. We're gonna go pick Nadia up. She's probably texting me. My do not disturb is on, so you guys didn't see my personal text on this. But let's go pick up Nadia and pick you guys back up here in just a second. I gotta get a new battery too. Something that I almost forgot to run over is just like a couple of the lessons that I learned in this time, and I wanted to see how long the time has been. And so we're gonna go right back in really quick just so we can see like when was the first sale in the full-time journey. I don't, it's gonna take a long time. And you guys saw in the last video that I think it was a couple of videos ago that I think I hit 5 years or 4 years. I have to look back on reselling in general, but I want to look and see when is the first sale in this journey. So let's go back. Okay, here we go. The fly just flew into my ear. The first sale that I made as a full-time reseller was January 24th. It was Lovert jeans. I sold them for $28, and the second sale was like this vintage LA, it wasn't vintage, but it was like kind of vintage LA Lakers hat that I sold for $48. So January 24th, we are almost January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. We're actually 6 months. Wow, I thought it was 8 months, but we're a little over, we're closer. We're more like 7 months in. Wow, 7 months. What I wanted to do actually is just like go over some of the things that I've learned in the last 7 months. And again, like this is not me teaching or explaining or saying that you should do this or whatever it is, but I want to go over some of the lessons that I've learned and some of the mistakes that I've made as well in this journey, and kind of reflect on this as we are just getting started, but it's just so awesome to see that $10,000 number at this phase. So let's get to it.
Oh no. Now what?
I'm not kidding.
Now what?
We're locked out.
Love.
I promise you I don't have keys.
Oh, well, what do we do? Do we have to go to the office now? I want to go lay down.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't.
Oh,
it's okay.
no.
It happens.
Okay, hold the camera really quick.
Yes.
Thank you. Be right back.
Okay. RJ. That's okay. We all forget things, right? Especially when you have ADHD. It is the worst because sometimes you're like, dang it, why am I always forgetting? And then you're like, oh, that's right. I have ADHD. I'm tired. I want to go lay down.
It's okay. I left the keys in the car.
Oh.
That was a scare. That was really scary.
ADHD.
Whoops. Speaking of lessons that I was going to talk about learning, don't leave your keys in the car. Okay, let's go back upstairs. Hi, Stella. Hi. Okay. So, a couple lessons that I have learned in the 7 months now. Actually, you know, this is going to be so off topic. I cannot believe the last video I was wearing a collared shirt like this, and the entire video, the collar was like this. And I'm like editing, and I'm like, how long did I go? And basically the whole video. So that was embarrassing. There have been a lot of lessons. I have lost money. I have made money. I have made big mistakes, and I've had a couple wins in just a fast 7 months. Time flies. It's so crazy because when I started reselling, Nadia and I's wedding felt like super far away, and now here we are in almost a month. We're going to be getting married. It's like a month and a half now, just about a month and a half. I want to make sure that these videos come across more of me just documenting what I'm doing and not me teaching or saying that this is what you should do or this is the right way. This is just what I'm doing. With that, there came some things that I tried that worked and things that I've tried that haven't worked. And that's what I just want to share, so I can either reflect back or maybe somebody is like back and forth on it and it can help them kind of get some clarity on a decision that they're trying to make in their business. I'm sorry guys, I get so distracted because there's like a major road on the side, so I keep like looking away because like it helps me think instead of looking right at myself. I probably should get a little bit better about that, but this, when I like look into the space, helps me think. So excuse me for not looking directly at the camera. Buying in bulk, I needed and still need to be very cautious, especially as an eBay seller buying in bulk. As an eBay seller, at least for my situation, I have a very small place for my inventory. So the more inventory I buy, the faster I need it to sell, so I can fill it with more inventory and just constantly have this rotation of filling up my store and then it's selling and then filling it back up and then selling. And in the grand scheme of things, you know, that happens in a longer time span than just like, you know, one day the next day. So there's times that I was buying in bulk and I could get a ton of items all at once. And it was really nice because I was like, oh, cool. Like I don't have to source for X amount of time. The problem with buying in bulk, at least that I was doing on Facebook Marketplace, and I think it was primarily just Facebook Marketplace, was just not knowing the sell-through rate on some of the things that I was getting. And that really hurt a lot because there's things that I still have that are now close to 7 months old that are just sitting in my store and I don't know how long it's going to take to get them out of the store. And so like when I buy in bulk, if I guess I should say I buy in bulk again, I want to make sure that it's curated with things that I know that will do better in my store, that will move out, or have a different strategy when I'm buying in bulk, meaning like I'll run a whatnot show or I'll take it to Plato's Closet. Buying in bulk was the biggest like lesson that I've learned so far because there was so many things that I was like remembering. There was a bulk buy of like vintage shirts that I did. And I drove so far to get these vintage shirts and I paid like $300, which just wasn't good. Like there are things I definitely haven't even made my money back from that bulk buy, and it just wasn't worth it. And then there was a time where I filled up my whole car with Spider-Man Funko Pops because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I thought that'd be really cool. Some of them did sell, but that leads me to another lesson that I learned where I don't know if this was a bad thing or not, but I viewed like, if I can break something and fix it faster than I broke it, then it's almost worth testing to break. I don't know if that makes sense, but essentially like I wanted to scale the store. And so with me scaling the store, I didn't want to scale too fast with listing a bunch of junk. Like I had previous experience from, you know, looking at sell-through rates and, you know, selling hard goods and stuff, but buying the Funko Pops, I bought them and then listed all of them at once and didn't realize that like I didn't have my store set up the right way for international shipping. And so like I like sold most of those Spider-Man Funko Pops and lost money because they were going out of the country and the shipping cost was insane. And so like I was maybe netting $1 on something that sold for $40. And that was really discouraging. I remember being really upset about that. But me breaking that made me like learn, and I had to learn fast on how to fix that to have the correct international shipping set up. And that fixed it, and now international shipping is good to go. There was a couple times where I lost items because I was going too fast at trying to figure out inventory, and I was selling someone that like a thing that was 105 and it was actually 501 or something, like the SKU number. And so I grabbed it and I didn't look. And then I realized, oh, like there's a better way that I can ship things with being 100% certain that I'm shipping the right SKU instead of shipping the wrong SKU. And those minor mistakes led me to being able to fix it faster. But then there's other things that I looked and I was like, I don't want to break this too fast. Meaning like I didn't want to make a massive bulk purchase that made $0. You know, it was like $300 purchase that didn't make my money back. Let's call it, I don't know how much. I have to look to see if I made any money on those. That $300 I was willing to lose at the time. And so that was like a worthy thing to go, okay, lesson learned. That was a $300 mistake, but it made me and saved me from massive other mistakes and helped me learn other things that like, for if there's a day that I decide to buy wholesale or buy in bulk, of being like, okay, maybe I should be a little bit more confident on the things that I'm buying instead of just being like, oh, I'm buying it from a young kid that says this is vintage stuff. When most of it, I mean, maybe some of it was vintage, but it just like wasn't desirable. You know, there's some listed on my store that are going to sell for $4, and that's just how it's going to be. A couple of lessons in that. And then a couple other tactical lessons of just like thinking about the things that I do. I think like now in this phase, every step matters. And what I mean by that is like every step that I take, whether it's like when I'm listing something, am I taking physical steps? Am I taking too many physical steps in the listing process? It's making the listing go faster. And so that's why my listing setup is all right here. So these are the things that get listed. These are the things that have yet to get listed. Goes up on there to get the photos taken, and then goes in there, and then goes in there. So it's not perfect yet, but like just thinking about how I can be the most or the best with my time. I'm already averaging a lot of steps a day, which is something I was not prepared for, which is actually a good thing. I lost weight in this industry. There was a time in the previous business that I was in that I was not in the best mindset and space, and just was, the work I was doing wasn't enough. And so it just led me to being at home, like physically, and eating more and moving less. And this business has actually caused me to do the opposite, which has helped me lose weight, which is pretty cool, I guess, and something pretty interesting. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the listings process right now, because I had some people ask. Kill two birds with one stone, record some videos, and list some of the things I'm gonna list. So let's get to listing. All right, on to the listing station. I'll kind of go briefly over some of the things. I always forget to show you guys what I'm listing. This is a Brooks Brothers button-up. Again, not a good bin or thrift store buy, but because these are so light, they sell pretty well. As you guys saw, this was like one of my highest selling brands inside of my store. So it's pretty solid stuff. One thing I want to show you guys is just the photo setup. I showed this not too long ago. Some people ask, it is nowhere near perfect. And actually there's times that I have highly considered changing it up. So I have this big overhead light in front of me here. This helps a lot, especially when I don't have the natural light from the sun. Right now it's like 3:30, but sometimes I'm listing later in the day. And so this light helps. And then you guys can see a little bit of these side lights here. These are lights from Amazon. It's not the greatest lighting in the world. Some of the photos that you guys saw, it's like there's some spots where it's like lighter in some areas and darker in the middle. So I've considered doing like a full-on photo box, like a photo booth type of thing. Because the other thing is that when I have certain material, I don't know if there's any in here, but like some of the fleece material that you get, like some of the Y2K Nike windbreakers do not sit on this. And so like if I had a photo box, if you will, that can have something that almost have like a hanger for those things, that would be nice. And then just more consistent photos where they are more well lit. And then my iPhone sometimes just doesn't take the right color. So I want to get better with this. Like this, and it might not even pick up properly in this, but like this is like a light sky blue, but sometimes I'll take a picture of this and then my phone, it comes across as like a purple. And then when I upload it, they might say purple or whatever have you. Typically with a t-shirt or a shirt here, I like to just either do, if there's like a design, I'll do this like hero shot thing where like the photo listing is literally this. I don't know why it's kind of blurry, but it's kind of like this, and I'll show you. It looks more like that. Bang. So you can see the photo right here. It's just like that picture to just showcase what it is. I get the front facing shot. I swing up the arms, take my ruler. I don't love this ruler too. The black reflection you can kind of see like right here. You see how the light reflects off of it? So sometimes my measurement is right where the light is. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. If I could do it again, I'd probably get one of those brown ones. So I do pit to pit length starting from the shoulder down, and then I'll measure the length of the sleeve, and then I take a picture of the tag. And like I said, I try to think of the least amount of steps that I can do. So everything that's front facing here, I'm gonna take a picture of. So I'll lift up, and if there's a tag on this side, which there isn't any tag on this one, then I'll flip it over. So something I'm trying to work on right now is maybe having this section not be where I need to sit down, because the stepping over and sitting down can just save a little bit of time if it's just already standing up. So I fold like this, and I do something called the taco method when I get these in. And if you guys, some of you guys ask about where I get some of my clear bags and some of my shipping materials, those are all listed with an affiliate in the description. So if you guys wanted to get that. So I get something called the taco method. I want the shirt to sit flat like this in here. So I do 1/2 fold like this, and now the shirt looks like an actual taco. Take my clear bag, slide the taco in standing up like that taco. And then from there, I just open it up and it falls down flat. Take my SKU. We are at 27.70 on the dot. That's pretty cool. Place it here and then take a photo. One little funny thing that we do, I guess, it's not funny, it's just a tracking thing. I put my SKUs in the middle here and Nadia puts them on the corners. It just kind of like gives us, I don't know if it really necessarily matters, but it's interesting to know like, oh, Nadia took this picture, RJ took this picture. That's the photo listing process. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, but I'm gonna get to some of these photos and pick you guys back up in just a second here. Okay, like I promised, I want to show you a couple of things that we got from the bins today. And honestly, I might not show some comps because today was more of a bread and butter day and less of like a crazy wild thing. So it's better to just assume that like we got something that, oh, and Nadia is here. Assume that we got something, and then we're gonna wrap up the video. But there's a couple things I wanted to show you. We got this Carhartt jacket. I have no idea. It says large. I don't know if this is a women's large or a men's large. It's this nice like material. It's not like Carhartt jacket material. I love these. I actually think I got 2 pairs of something like this. Anything camo cargo just does so well. And these are Levi camo cargos. So really solid. Always look out for this. I'm curious how it will go during the winter, but we got 1 and 2. This had like almost 100% sell-through rate.
Really? Vans?
And these are Vans. So there was a bin that had a couple of these and I grabbed one of them and I knew I should have grabbed like 2 or 3. I think we found 2 or 3 pairs of bird dog shorts. A lot of shorts, which I don't love, so we'll have to get these listed. There's the other pair.
Oh, for sure.
I might keep this as a personal. This is just a long sleeve Polo Ralph Lauren with the red pony, size large. Pretty solid stuff. I found 1, 2, 3. Not a crazy day, but because of online sourcing, we are way ahead. Jump in. 1, 2, 3. I definitely stepped on your toes. I'm sorry.
I'm okay.
We did it. $10,000 a month in sale. The big 10. Holy cow. But we have a much bigger goal because $10,000 a month is just not enough. We have one person that wants to be here full time. We have somebody, I don't know who, has a dream job of becoming a full-time reseller herself. That person is Nadia. And so it's kind of fun because we hit the first tier of the goal. The way that I feel about this is like, this number proves that we can do this. Yeah. We let go, we put all of our trust in God. We said, this is not our business, this is yours. Yep. And not to like give prosperity gospel or whatever, but it's just, we're seeing the fruit start to show. And so now I don't want this to come across like $10,000 is not enough. I understand that, but like we have someone else that wants to go after a dream and a goal. And now the new goal is to get Nadia to come in full time in this business. I don't have the exact numbers laid out. I'm not sure how this is gonna look, but this is the next thing. But this is the next goal that we're going after, and we are very, very excited. Do you have anything that you have to say?
I'm just grateful for this business and me to even be part of it. And I'm grateful for my job I have right now.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It helps with everything, paying for bills and things like that, and it provides. So there's a reason why. Yeah, there's a reason why you're there. And this job that you have has been so helpful because it's helping on the other half of things, right? It's like we don't have to rely solely on this business to just fund everything that we're doing in our life. You have this job and we have it for a reason. And now we're getting to the point where hopefully that reselling can get to the point where it's like
I can look at you and go, are you ready to do this thing?
Oh my gosh, I dream about that every day.
And she's been my number one support system. I think that the biggest thing in my life that has been able to make me get to this point is the person on earth here is Nadia. Because like we have gone through so much in business together that you guys haven't seen. You guys have just seen my reselling journey. You guys haven't seen the other almost 5 years of business that it was a struggle. It was really hard. I was just explaining to the group, the Carry at Home group, of like, there was times that it sucked where I was doing Uber Eats, reselling, and real estate at the same time. And it was hard. There was days that it was just like, I needed to do enough Uber Eats so my phone bill didn't shut down. Those days I look back and reflect on, and it's like, if it weren't for the support that Nadia gave me, if it weren't for just resilience and pushing through when it got hard, we wouldn't get to this point today. So much glory to God. Not to say that like we've made it and like, you know, we've reached this, like, I personally don't feel any different. Like I'm struggling to actually like be like, oh wow, like this is great. Like I needed to make a video about it and talk about it and think about it and have Nadia like be like, RJ, do you realize, like, because I'm so involved, I'm so like in the day-to-day that like I didn't even realize we hit it until this video right here. We are so close to the $10,000 gross sales number. Check it out. So mind you, this is the last 4 weeks. So this is going into July, which actually was a very bad month. So this is just the last 4 weeks. I mean, oh, wait a sec. The last month. Oh, wait. Yeah, last month. Wait. Wait. Oh my gosh. This is live. I didn't even realize it's just the last 4 weeks. The last month, we've officially broken $10,000 a month in sales. That's tears. That's like tears getting ready up in my eyes. But we're just getting started, baby. Holy crap. You guys already saw that video in the last video, but like that was the first time that I realized like, oh my gosh, we've hit $10,000 a month in sales. And there's so many aspects in that. If now is a great time to shout out Nifty. If it weren't for Nifty, I wouldn't have had thousands of dollars of sales between Poshmark and Depop. So Nifty is such a big cause of me hitting to that. So there will be a link in the description. They did not pay me to say this. I don't know if they do affiliate links, but I'm putting a link in the description so you guys can get Nifty if you guys haven't used it. It has literally changed my business.
I love it. I've learned a lot actually with it.
Yeah, it is so helpful. It's just such a great tool. So with that being said, we're gonna let you guys go here because now we've got a new goal that we are going after, and it's for Nadia to go full-time in this business. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We are just getting started, baby, and thank you for being here in this journey. It's gonna be so exciting to look back on these videos from a year from now and be like, wow, like a year from now, we hit 10,000, like where are we gonna be?
Yeah, it's crazy to think.
I know, it's so exciting. So thank you guys so much. God bless, peace out, and have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye.